What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jiu-Jitsu Radio. And as always, before we get started, we got to remind you that we appreciate your support. We thank you for it. And you can show your support by hitting the subscribe button, hitting the bell notification if you're listening to us on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, Google Play, wherever it is you listen to this podcast from, you can hit the subscribe button. And then if you really love us, like bro love, like man-woman love or man-alien love, whatever way you want to look at it, why don't you go ahead and share the podcast with your friends. We truthfully appreciate it from the bottom of our gorilla hearts. And you can also support the podcast by picking up some of our gear. Just head over to the Jiu-Jitsu Radio Instagram. You'll get the link, and then you go directly to the store where you can get one of our shirts, whether it is the Shut the Fuck Up and Roll shirt or our ranked t-shirts, ranked belt ranked t-shirts. You can snag some up of that, and that helps us pay for the studio. So all you do is super helpful. And as always, you can support the podcast by supporting our sponsors. Check out chokealoha.com, and when you see all the awesome stuff that's on there and you're gonna be like, damn, I gotta buy everything right now, we got you covered. Just use the promo code Jiu-Jitsu Radio at checkout, and you'll get 20% off your entire order at chokealoha.com. Don't say we didn't warn you, because it is awesome stuff. Is it awesome stuff?
It's incredibly awesome stuff.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter how cold it gets this winter. You can always look tropical and fresh with some Chokealoha gear. chokealoha.com, promo code Jiu-Jitsu Radio. And then, because you're going to be stuck inside the house, probably for you northerners. Down here, we're not too worried about it. But you're going to get all sweaty from all that jackets and all the stuff that you wear. You're going to have to take a shower. And when you have to take a shower, I want you to think of us, because we're going to tell you right now to get some Jiu-Jitsu soap. Go to jujitsusoapco.com. Use the promo code JJRadio at checkout, and you'll get 10% off your entire purchase of some of the best soaps you will ever have. If you are small or you have a giant bathtub that you fit in, because I can't fit in a bathtub. I don't know about you, Shawn. I know you can't. You can barely fit in a jacuzzi. You barely fit in like a shack-sized jacuzzi. You can go ahead and pick up some bath bombs too. You can pick up some awesome gear, patches, t-shirts, hats, you name it, they got it. You can get yours at jujitsusoapco.com. Listen, I keep on telling you guys, you can also check out giraffechoke.com. Go to giraffechoke.com. Use the promo code JJRadio and get some of the coolest shit. You will see some original jiu-jitsu gear, including my favorite heel hook hat, or the Superman punch hat, or the t-shirt. You can get it in t-shirt form if you want as well. There's also a flying knee. Love the flying knee. One of my favorite.
Flying high knee.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want a flying high knee t-shirt. I mean, if you do it right, I guess it'd be good. But anything else, you can get at giraffechoke.com. Use the promo code JJRadio, and you'll save 25% on any order of $99 or more. You're not going to get that promo code anywhere else. It is exclusive for us. JJ Radio is the promo code. You're welcome. Listen, I don't know what else we got to do to get you ready for the holidays. They're right around the corner. Start getting your stuff now. You'll save money. You're welcome. And listen, for your favorite martial arts practitioner, for the guys, I guess some of the girls too, depending. Some of the girls have probably got bigger cojones than the guys. There's only one thing you really, really need to get to them. Get them. Man, I can't talk for shit today. Get them a Diamond MMA cup. Let them protect the jumblies, the keepers of the gate, the skin chandeliers, the, what else would you call them? Kibbles and bits. Twig and berries. Smoking a pancake. You can get yours at diamondmma.com and use the promo code Jiu-Jitsu Radio at checkout, and you will save 10% on the official, unofficial. Is it official, unofficial, unofficial?
It's the unofficial.
It's the unofficial official cup of the UFC, right? I guess of MMA. Basically of any MMA fighter. Listen, if they know what's going on, they're going to be using the Diamond MMA Cup. Be sure you tune in to the YouTube channel, by the way, because we're going to show you just how tough and how durable and how well they protect pretty soon. We got a video coming out. In the meantime, check out diamondmma.com. Use the promo code Jiu-Jitsu Radio at checkout, and you will save 10%. And also, make sure you're following us online. Did you know we have a Facebook, Shawn?
I did know.
Yeah. Well, you guys can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram at Jiu-Jitsu Radio. Just type in Jiu-Jitsu Radio on Facebook or on Instagram. We'll pop right up. You can also follow Shawn at Gorilla Boy BJJ, or if you want to see some awesome behind-the-scenes photos and videos, check out Sonder Marketing. That's my business page. That's where I have all the photos of the stuff that you always hear us talk about here on the podcast. So all the support you guys give us is much appreciated, and we see it. Trust me, we see it every day, and I can't thank you guys enough for all the support. Now, with that being said, we got a lot to go over today and some shit talking to do. Let's get this bitch started.
You kidding me, boy?
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff.
Get stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
Are you seriously playing for tennis for money on your phone?
I am.
How big of a loser are you? Like, I know you're single and everything.
I'm a degenerate gambler.
Like, how are you even... Like, some people play poker. You're here playing tennis for money on an app on your phone.
I was.
And then you lost?
I lost.
How bad?
Huh?
How bad did you lose?
It was 4-3.
That's a pretty big loss. Any loss is a big loss.
Sure is.
Well, how do you even start, like, playing tennis for money on the phone? Like, how little do you have going on in your life that that's where you end up?
It's not that I don't have very little going on. It's just I found it and it was fun, and it's
That's the same thing people say about heroin.
no, because I stay awake when I do this. I get a charge out of it. I get
that's called
jazzed
cocaine.
when I win.
That's cocaine. How much money have you put into this?
Oh, not much.
How much have you won?
Not much.
How much did you start off with?
How much did I start off with? I
Yeah.
put 20 in.
And what are you at now?
24?
So wait, no. How many times did you put another 20 in?
No, I literally just started over the last week. So I put 20 in.
What's the lowest you got? Like, what's the
I haven't
lowest?
gone below 20 yet.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe that.
It's a true story.
That's fucking horrible. You gotta fix your mic. You're low. I gotta fix mine too. Where the hell did you even find that at?
I got sources.
You were sitting on the can. You were going through the fucking app store, and you go, "No, I can play tennis
never
for
go
money."
through the app store.
Really? I go to the app store all the time.
The only thing that happens is I'll play a game and I'll get suggested other
Stupid.
games.
Cheers.
And so I'll play those games.
That's pretty bad. I can't say shit because I got into online poker years ago. I got obsessed with poker, and I started playing online poker.
And to me, online poker is the worst possible poker because it's all computer generated.
Not all of them. The new ones now, actually, you have a live dealer.
All of them.
No. The new ones.
Dealer.
There's new ones now where you have a live dealer, and people tune in, and you have a live person. There is a video
Like
though.
a Twitch thing almost, but
Yeah.
instead of
Yeah,
video
yeah.
games, it's a guy dealing.
Yeah, 100%. Pretty sure it's on Twitch. But there's actually a video of a guy. He's like playing for huge money, and you can see the dealer. He spots the dealer cheating, and he does like I forget what it's called, but he does like a fake pull of the card. So instead of taking the top card, he goes for the one under it, and he ends up fucking the guy out of like $200,000 on video, and he can't do anything about it because they're offshore. There was actually a huge scandal years ago involving like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and a bunch of like celebrities for online poker because they found out that they were cheating. There was a glitch in the game, and they could see the cards that were coming up. They like figured out like a glitch, so they were making tons and tons of money.
Good for them.
Yeah, well, not anymore because they got all that money taken away.
They can't prove shit.
No, it was a huge thing. It was like a scandal. Actually, there's a really good podcast. I forget what it was called, but it talks about, you know who Phil Ivey is?
Nope.
Phil Ivey is basically like
Was he the guy that wears the sunglasses all the time?
No, that's
I thought his name was Phil.
That's Phil. It's Phil. Damn, people are gonna be pissed off. I remember. No, Phil Ivey is is this like young black dude, kind of like the Tiger Woods of poker, degenerate gambler, and is it Phil Ivey? Let me double check.
How come we don't? How come it always makes me laugh that we call degenerate gamblers, and we don't call degenerate drug addicts.
Because they're just drug addicts is kind of just implied.
Right. Yeah, but what makes the difference between a gambler and a degenerate gambler?
A degenerate gambler. Am I muted? No. A degenerate gambler has like no regards for like anybody else's like or their own like Phil Ivey. For their own safety or financial needs. It's just kind of like whatever, like put it on the line. It's like, oh, well,
I know plenty of drug addicts that are the same way.
Well, right.
How come we don't call them degenerate drug addicts?
I think you call them. I think
no. The only time you really hear degenerate before a name is when it comes to gambling.
I guess. I think
you don't hear someone say that's a degenerate drunk or degenerate drug addict.
No, I think that just saying alcoholic or drunk or drug addict is kind of like severe enough. Like if you get called that at a certain point, then it's kind of like, yeah, it's bad enough. I don't think there's any real difference between a degenerate alcoholic and an alcoholic. It is what it is. Like there's a gambler, and then there's a degenerate gambler. Like, I would gamble, but clearly you're a degenerate gambler if you're gambling on fucking tennis.
No, I know.
apps.
I get it. I understand the term. I just don't understand why we only use it.
You're the fucking writer. You tell me.
No, it's not. I don't think there's a answer to it. I just think it's one of those things.
No, so there's this thing that happened. Like this podcast talks about this this whole scam that happened with Phil Ivey and this Asian lady, and it's actually a really good story. This Asian lady basically got shafted by the Las Vegas casinos, and she like vowed to just rob them of all their money. Like I forget what it was. I think they like kicked her out of the casinos or something like that and took all her money or something crazy like that. Someone basically took all her money, so she's like, fuck this, I'm screwing everybody over. So she started getting loans from people, and she became a like a prodigy of card games and stuff like that. And she hustled tons of casinos out of millions and millions of dollars. She would literally just travel with a suitcase of money, show up, and just wipe them all out. So what she did is she found a casino in Europe where she could sit there and pull like every trick in the book and get paid, but she needed somebody to go with her. So she got Phil Ivey. He's like, you want in? Like, it's not technically cheating, but it's bending the rules to your favor to the point where it's like they found the right dealer that was kind of chill with them, and then they were like, okay, well, I'm very, very superstitious, so I need you to deal the cards this way every time. So instead of like flipping the cards, she'd have to like deal them like straight forward or something, or it's got to face east, it's got to face south, because they realized the way that the cards were cut, there's a certain border where you could tell, like if you looked at it enough times, you could tell which card had what border cut out. It was just like a certain pack of cards, and they just sat there and made millions and millions of dollars on one thing, and they wiped them out, but they wouldn't get, like, the casino wouldn't give their money right away because, like, something's the fuck going on.
Well, and here's the thing. Fuck casinos, because they fleece people out of billions of dollars every year. So suck it up, casinos.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hustle. If you can play, listen, if you put tons of money in casinos, they'll take care of you. Obviously, you got to be putting down tons of money, but I mean, people make millions and millions of dollars.
You know what I find
playing
weird?
cards.
I find weird that like regular folks get into playing poker and like end up playing poker for like millions of dollars. Like a guy that's like works in like construction becomes he starts playing like at his like they have games at the dog track.
No, I used to go to them. I used to what it was the one that I played, I think it was called Dynamite Poker. So every Friday night they would have poker games at the bowling alleys, and then you go to so if you won that one, the next day they would have full tournaments at other bars or whatever. So if you won Friday night, you got the invitation to go compete over there. If you won that one, then you could win I forget what it was, how many you had to win, and then you could win a satellite seat for the World Series of Poker tournament. So I mean,
right, they would pay for your entry fee and give you the
win
stake.
it. Yeah, no, you win it, you can go do whatever. Even one of my cousins in Argentina, he won a seat at the World Series of Poker tournament, and he was gonna go, and they just didn't give him a visa. But no, dude, I was 100%. I was 110% into fucking poker, and I was obsessed. I was reading the books. I was reading everything where you start learning about percentages, and I was just completely obsessed with no limit.
Everything I've been told about poker is less about the cards and more about the people you're playing with.
Yeah, it's a huge psychological aspect, because just looking at what's on the table and how you're betting, depending on how you play, like I can tell what cards you have. And it happened to me. I remember the first time someone read my cards almost to the T, I almost shit my pants because I never saw it in person. And the guy's like, "Oh, you have a queen 10." And I had a queen jack. I'm like, "Oh shit, this guy read me fucking solid." And no, there's certain people that are just good enough. Phil Iverson, I think is Phil Iverson. Phil Iverson is the one that's the professor, the one that bitches all the time.
Yeah, he's a crybaby.
Yeah, he's a crybaby, but he's good. But no, the people sit there and read the percentages, so it's like, okay, well, these are the cards that were dealt, so there's a 20% chance that, or you have 4 outs or 6 outs on the cards that you need to win this next hand. So it's a lot of math, it's a lot of percentages and stuff. So if you know that, it takes a big part of the game out of the way, but the rest comes down to reading people. So I can tell by how you bet. If you, let's say the flop comes out and you bet a certain way, well, I can tell maybe it was an ace, a 2, and a 3. Well, then there's a good chance you either have pairs or you have a straight. Or if it's all suited, well, then there's a good chance that if you have the flush over me, whatever. So for example, let's say, have you played like serious dominoes?
Yeah.
Okay, so like if you're playing dominoes, you can basically count or read what other person's hand is. Like I can tell that you have maybe the last one, same thing. It's like, well, I know I have 2 aces in my hand and there's one on the table, so there's only one left. Do you have it? Probably not, because you probably would have bet harder. Either way, I have 2 still, so I already have the trips. So you see, like, it keeps adding up and adding up.
No. And the thing is, but that's when you really think about, since we're on the subject of poker and reading things, it's really no different than in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There's how people are going to roll within the first 20 seconds of a match, or the first 30 seconds.
Well, that's like especially, I guess, if you look at it, if you're someone that studies the game a lot and the people that you go that are in your bracket or whatever locally, yeah, you can definitely tell. It's like I can usually tell if someone's going to be the guard puller. That's usually pretty easy to see. I mean, you can tell always who's going to be the muscle, who's going to try and do like the grimy stuff just by the certain way that they initiate the contact and stuff, for sure. I think it's certain things that people like. That's why I love BJJ Scout, the Valhalla Club. It's kind of playing like who's the person that's actually going to get the submission on this one, who's the one that's going to like get put to sleep. But I mean, I'll watch people just when they're warming up, and I'll look at what they're rubbing the most, like, or what they're doing. It's like he's rubbing his like shin the most, or his knee. He's doing a lot of knee warm ups. That means his knees are probably kind of whack.
I read people differently. I look for their aggression.
Yeah,
that's the first thing I look for in a match is I look for their aggression, and I kind of like I dig when they're aggressive because that means I get to be aggressive. 9 times out of 10, if they're not aggressive, I'm not going to be aggressive with them. But because there's a couple levels to my game. There's my regular game, then there's my aggressive game, and then there's my dick aggressive game.
I got an aggressive dick game.
But it's because there are people like so I can be aggressive and be, normal. You know what I'm saying? I can be moving fast and flowing from transition to transition. But there's some guys that you roll with that do dick shit.
Oh, for sure.
And so if that's going to be the game we're playing, I got plenty of dick shit I can do to you if that's what you're going to do to me.
I mean, I will always roll respectfully but hard, especially in tournaments. And I'll let the other person, the second the other person does the dick move, fucking done. Like, okay, then now I can take it to that next level.
It gives you permission.
Sometimes it can backfire, though, because if you don't go to that level from the start, then you end up getting caught. I mean, I just prefer the...
with heavyweights, it's too hard to go super aggressive.
Yeah, you'll get gassed out.
Well, and get caught. Like the game is when it starts. It's so simple that if you're super aggressive you might push me back for the first
minute.
Not even. I mean for the initial, when we start
interaction.
The first series, but as soon as I feel you're being super aggressive, I get to be super aggressive back. And 9 times out of 10, I can over-aggress somebody. Yeah. And not because I'm more aggressive than they are, but in the ultra heavyweight division, my gas is normally better.
For me, yeah, I mean, especially the bigger guys. Bigger guys don't always have the best cardio. I've yet to see a guy in my division that has as good a cardio as me, which I don't want to jinx myself because then I'm going to get fucking worked in the next tournament. But guys at our weight, they don't have the best cardio. And that's because they're so used to being able to lay on top of guys.
Yeah, and not move, you know, and that because they're fine winning 2-0.
Yeah.
Or,
getting that one sweep or the one advantage. And I fucking hate that because it gets boring. But it's one of those things.
I had the most boring match at the last Miami Open with Charlo.
Yeah, I remember.
It was the same thing we did at the Worlds in 2016.
You know what it is, though? If I read someone as being, I can tell this person's overly aggressive, super hard. It's okay, so this is my best chance to just piss them off. I'll piss them off to no end, and then I'll make sure that they gas themselves out the first 2 minutes, because then after that, it's mine. After that, it's mine because you're going to be so aggravated. You're going to start making mistakes because you just keep on wanting come in super hard. So just do the little things to aggravate you. You're not going to get this grip. You're not going to get that push. You're not going to sit there and yank me a certain way. And a lot of times when someone gets so overly aggressive, that's when they get sloppy. That's why I'll always just come in mellow. I used to be I'm going to come in guns a-blazing. Now, even the last new breed that I did, I literally just walked up. There's video of me just walking up to the guy. Not sprawling, no nothing. Because he was so aggressive, but he didn't even know where he wanted to go. I just walked straight up and just went, and then took him down. That was it. It was just, there was nothing. There was nothing there. It was just, and it's a good mind fuck. It was a good mind fuck because you see him just didn't know what was going on.
I knew Charlot was going to be aggressive. Well,
that's rolled with him enough.
We've done enough. So I knew we were going to be aggressive with each other. It's just he is again. I will take a 6'6", 360-pound ultra heavyweight over a Charlot who's 5'9".
Yeah.
235, 240 of jackness.
Yeah.
It's because it's it's too hard for me to get underneath somebody that much shorter than me.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm going to shoot, which I did. I did end up trying to shoot just at the last moment.
Yeah.
I figured we had a few seconds left. I'm going to go for this shot. It was a terrible shot.
Yeah.
And it was from way outside, but I wanted to get some kind of action going. Because one of my favorite things to do is to shoot, let them get that side ride position, and then fat boy roll them.
Yeah.
So,
it's funny, not that many people use that fat boy roll. Like, honestly, out of everyone that I know, it's really just you and I. They use the fat boy roll, and it's,
and if you time it,
it feels so good.
It feels so good, and they're never and they
feel so shitty.
In Orlando, I don't know if you watched my last match in Orlando. Was with the guy with the glasses? He looked
I don't
shorter
think so.
guy.
I was busy getting my purple belt at the time.
Yeah, so shorter guy, and I was going. No, it was the one when we were on the same mat.
Okay, yeah.
And at the he got the takedown. He was up by an advantage, and he ended up getting. I ended up going for a sloppy shot. He got that side ride position, and then I did the fat boy roll, and he audibly went "Wah!"
Yeah.
And then when I got to side control, because I knew once I got side control, I would get to my neon belly. I got neon belly. I got my 2 points, and then I just settled back down and looked for the kill.
Yeah.
You know, but I didn't need to be overly aggressive. I was waiting for the kill to come to me.
It's good control. Yeah, it's good control. Yeah, it's always funny. It's like, it's the shittiest feeling. For people that don't know what the fat boy roll is.
It's also called a Peterson roll.
Right. It's when you are in a turtle position and your opponent is reaching across your back on the hip line and puts their arm in almost elbow deep, and you'll trap that same side arm. You'll trap their elbow in and basically just tuck and roll so they come flying over you as you roll to face them. There's nothing you can really do, because once you have that arm trapped and your center line is over the spine, then they're going anywhere.
And one of my favorite is when they try to reach that and grab your wrist at the same time.
Yeah.
Then they're really locked in. And I'm like, yes.
Then they're going. You just have to make sure when you get to that you twist your arm in the right position to pop out of the wrist control.
Well, but popping out of wrist control from that position is easy.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm actually pretty excited about this weekend for that World Series of Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, I can't wait. I wish it was a little bit like I want to enter it.
Yeah.
I want a Rolex.
I'm going to get there early because they're going to have the rules meeting, but I'll probably get there early just to do some drilling and stuff like that if you want to meet up early.
What time?
I got to double check. I think we have to be there. I'm going to get there at 9. Rules meeting, I'm pretty sure, is 9. I got to check my messages. And I believe it really starts at like around 11, 12, something like that. I'll let you know tomorrow when we start. But yes, we are going to be live streaming and commentating the World Series of Jiu-Jitsu tournament at Combat Club here in Lantana, Florida, Saturday. I believe now it's just a single day tournament, so it's actually going to be a lot of fun. I know we still are getting a lot of positive feedback from the Zenobia Open that we did a few months ago, and I had a blast.
Yeah, it was fun. It was totally fun.
Oh, by the way, I got news yesterday or today, that we might have a special guest showing up.
What
Not
day?
guaranteed.
Well,
Saturday. Yeah, for the tournament. I think our homeboy Carlos might be showing up. So I told him be ready to get on the mic. So it'd be great to have an actual ref, and so we can say this is what he should have done, and then have him say, yeah, you guys are wrong. This is what the actual point is. So it should be fun. It should be fun to have him on there, hopefully. No guarantees yet. He said he was coming down, but he's in Orlando now, so it all depends. Oh, shout out to Carlos and happy Veterans Day.
Yes.
To all of them. Shout out to all the veterans. Happy Veterans Day is such an awkward thing.
Yeah, it's really.
I just say, and even then, I was having a conversation with someone a few weeks ago, and I asked him, like, what do you think? He's like, yeah, it's kind of awkward. It makes it weird when someone not says Happy Veterans Day, but thank you for your service. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, hey, you're welcome. You know? But it's like, it kind of makes it awkward. And I remember his response was, "Thank you for letting me serve," and then kind of throws the ball back in their court.
What I rather do, instead of saying thank you for your service, I just let them. Instead of saying, what I tend to say is, I appreciate what you've done for the country.
Yeah,
it's easier, and it's like, okay, that's an easier way to go than thank you for your service. And the thing is, what the whole thank you for your service thing, it's just so rote and like it's like generic.
But not even that. I think for some people it might, because you don't know the real circumstances as to why they joined. So maybe it might throw them off a little bit. It might kick back kind of like, yeah, well, I didn't really have a choice kind of thing.
Right, exactly. So like that's why I say I appreciate, the work you did for our country.
Did they ever have to do military service to keep from going to jail? Was that ever a thing?
No.
I feel like that was a thing.
Maybe like
that was
back
probably
in
just a movie?
41 or something like that.
It might have been just like a movie thing.
Yeah, it might have been that, or again, it might have been. I think you're thinking Stripes.
Maybe. I don't know. It's all a blur now. They all just mix together. Speaking of which, did you get Disney Plus?
I have it. I just haven't paid for it yet because I really want to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I gotta watch
And then
that.
there's something else that's coming on there too. It's another Star Wars store.
I think there's a
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That one looks so good. It's a movie with Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan on Tatooine.
Young Obi-Wan.
Not young.
It was
middle-aged.
After the whole Darth Vader thing.
Yeah. It was like during the time where...
This is like why he ended up on Tatooine and being a hermit.
Not why, but just what happened once he got to Tatooine.
Yeah. Which is always funny.
Have you seen the trailer for it?
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer for the new Sonic the Hedgehog? The updated Sonic the Hedgehog? It actually looks pretty fucking good now.
No, it does not.
It looks pretty funny.
It does not look good.
It looks like classic Jim Carrey.
No, I don't. I'm
digging it.
I'm done with Jim Carrey.
Why? Oh, because of his whole like political thing?
Yeah,
He's gone. He went deep with the mushrooms. He went deep on mushrooms and acid.
Yeah, it's beyond obnoxious. That's why I just it's like, come on, dude.
His paintings are fucking awesome. When they get like political paintings, I'm kind of like,
my whole thing is again, and even though my business is politics, I don't when I'm not getting paid for it.
Bullshit. Stop. Don't bullshit.
No. What I'm saying is, but like, you'll never see something political posted on my page. I will discuss politics left and right, but you do not see me attacking people.
That's just because you don't want bullshit to start thrown at you.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It really does have to do with, I realized how divisive politics is.
Oh, it's so bad.
So it's like, I'd rather not add any more negativity to a world that's already got a shit ton of it.
Speaking of negativity, did I tell you almost got into a fight at the gas station the other day?
No.
You want to hear how fucking dumb people are getting? Like, people are so fucking dumb. They're so quick to pick fights over the dumbest shit. Just the dumbest shit. Like, I blew my mind. Like, listen, I love a good confrontation, but I'm also not stupid enough to sit there and throw all my shit out the window just because, like, someone wants to act hard. I went to the gas station because I was having a leak in my tire, so I just wanted to get an air. Wawa has free air. It's like the only gas station, evidently, that has free air, which I'll take it. But
good on you, Wawa.
But for whatever reason, every time you go to Wawa, there's always a line of people trying to get free air. I've never seen so many cars every time I pass by Wawa, like trying to get air in their tires. Whatever. So I went knowing that there was probably going to be a good handful of people. I still need air in my tires. So I pull all the way to the right, and there's one car next to me, one car next to that person, and another car parked like 4 or 5 spaces away. Not even in line, if you will, into the whole thing. I wasn't even paying attention to it. There was no one even standing there. So the third car, the second car, whatever, I guess, they've put air in their tire. They hand the tube over to the air hose, over to the guy next to me. So he goes, he fills his tire. He just hands it to me. literally just hands it to me. I don't say shit. I was like, whatever. He just hands it to me. And all of a sudden here, excuse me. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? Excuse me. I'm like, what? He's like, am I not even here? I'm like, what? He's like, I'm standing right here. You're just going to skip me? I was like, bro, he just handed me the thing. You don't have to be rude about it. And then he starts stepping up to me. Like, from 15 feet away, he marches with his hands out like, bro, like, for sure, like, it looks like you're about to throw. Like, and I'm just sitting there, like, I step back, like, kind of, like, getting my space, getting ready, just in case. I was like, bro, you don't have to be rude. He's like, how is me announcing myself rude? I'm like, my man, like, you want fucking air, take the fucking air. Like, what? Like, you're being rude. All you got to do is say it. I didn't even see you there. It's like, how's that being rude? So, you can tell this dude is escalating shit. So I look at the guy that handed me the thing, and he's just like,
probably went,
yeah, no, that's serious. Exactly what he did. It's exactly what he just kind of like shrugged his shoulders and got in his car and left. I'm like, bro, I got bigger shit to worry about in life than free fucking air. Go ahead, take it. And you can tell that it's like it was bugging him that I didn't keep the escalation going. So there's something would have happened. So I just handed him the hose, just crossed my hands, and partially my ego and the other part, like, I fucking hate people thinking that they can just talk to other people like that, just being fucking rude. Like, I was just fucking seething. I'm like, man, like, it would take just 2 seconds to fucking handle this guy. I know it. Just from looking at him, it would just take 2 seconds to handle this guy. I'm like, no, it's not fucking worth it. It's not fucking worth it. And, like, I just told him, I was like, I got bigger shit to worry about than free air, my man. Like, if that's what you want, like, if you want to throw it for free air, take it. And I just hand it to him. And, like, you could tell he was just kind of like, He goes, takes his sweet time. I'm like, bro, I got all fucking night. Like, let's go. Mind you, it's like 8 o'clock at night. So right now it's pitch black. So it's bad enough. Like, you don't fucking start shit late at night at a fucking gas station. So I sat there for like 4 or 5 minutes, just twiddling my thumbs, just kind of calming myself down. And the dude finally came up. And now he, like, realized that he was being a dipshit. So he's trying to kind of, like, lighten up the mood. I was like, whatever, man. I just took it and just turned my back and just, like, watched them walk away. So, bro, like, I've never seen, in the past year, I've told you all the crazy stories that's happened to me. It's the past year, all I keep seeing is people just wanting to escalate stuff. Like the guy that was swerving the car at me. Remember that one?
No.
I didn't tell you that?
No.
Dude.
Well, I told you about the one I had out in front of my work.
No.
I didn't tell you that one?
No.
So I was leaving work one day.
Right.
And I work where you know where I work.
Yeah.
There's 2 buildings and there's parking lot between them. And I work in the west building, and then there's an east building that's got a place called, for those that are not in Florida, called what is it, Joe's? Something Joe's.
Joe's?
Bar Louie. Sorry.
Not even fucking
Not even, yeah.
close.
So it's Bar Louie. So I pulled out of the parking garage. I'm heading east, so I got to go by the Bar Louie. And there's this car parked in the middle of the road. It's a blue Civic. And I'm sitting there going, why is this guy not moving? And so I sat there for a good 30 seconds. Like, that's plenty of time. And then after 30 seconds, I gave him a little beep, beep. I didn't even do the... I went beep, beep. The dude gets... I think, like, his car moves for a second. Then he puts it in park and gets out. And he's got a camera. I'm like, what do you do? I go, you got to block the middle of the road? He's like, I'm taking pictures. I said, I don't care what you're doing. I go, there's a parking spot right there. And here's the thing. He wasn't in our lane. He was like, almost like in the middle of the 2 lanes. So like you couldn't go around.
You're taking pictures of what? Are you?
Of Bar Louie. No, he's taking pictures of Bar Louie. And I'm like, and he gets out and he's like, relax. I go, no, you relax. I go,
that's the biggest.
Yeah,
man.
I go, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I'm taking pictures. I'm working for the police. I go, what? I go, I don't care who you're working for. You don't have to park in the middle of the road. Have some consideration. And he's like, I'll do what I want. I'm like, oh, I get it. I go, it's funny. I didn't know you were the king of the world. I expected the king of the world to have a nicer car than a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
And a car came by, and I started to go around him, and he said something like go fuck yourself or something like that. It was either fuck you or fuck yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
So I pulled in front of his car, and I got out of my car, and I'm like, what is your problem? And he starts stuttering.
Yeah.
Because when people see me in a
Yeah,
car,
they're like, oh,
because
I
have a tiny car.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't think that a 6'2",
300-pound
275-pound idiot's going to get out looking like a Viking.
Like a Viking. Like, go ahead, keep on going with the analogies here. Keep going.
So I get out, and he's like, I'm taking a picture for the police. And he jumps in his car, backs up, and takes off.
Funny enough, the police station's right next to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well,
Like,
actually, I don't think it's there anymore.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there.
Yeah.
But it's like a small office. But even then, it's like, okay, that's even worse for him, because if he was saying he's taking photos for the police, then he's sitting there and like pretending to be like.
Here's what I think if anything, he's probably like a private eye.
Yeah.
And
if he was a private eye, he would have more.
Or he works for a lawyer that wanted like pictures, evidence and stuff like that. Because I know lawyers like hire guys to like.
Yeah, but
do
even
the
then,
groundwork
but he wouldn't
for
say, if he was like working for a lawyer, he wouldn't say, I'm taking photos for the police. Like at the most, maybe it's like an intern or something trying to act tough.
Yeah, I don't know what he was, but he was an older guy. Told him, go back to New York. that was the other thing I told him before I got out of the car. I go, why don't you go back to New York? We already have enough. We already have enough assholes in our state.
So
there was a bunch of stuff I said.
No.
I was just like,
how about this guy, the one that fucking set me off, and I saw him again like a few weeks ago. And I saw his car again. I wanted, like, he's lucky I couldn't pull up next to him. I was driving to work, and there's a school zone, so I'm going school zone speed limit, right? I stop at the light, and he's just sitting there like flipping off. Like, I'm like, bro, like, what's your issue? Like in my rear mirror, I'm just like, what's your issue? Like, we can't go anywhere. And he's just flipping out. I'm like, whatever, man. Like, I just flipped him off, like, because he was flipping me off. It's like, bro, I shit you not. He's like, like, how is that an insult to me?
Is that
like,
are you saying you want to blow me?
I was like, dude, whatever. I just flipped him off. So I start moving. He hauls ass, cuts off the person to the left because I was in the middle lane, gets next to me, and starts swerving at me. So I rolled down my window. I was like, bro, what's your fucking problem? While we're still moving forward, swerves at me. I can't go to the side because there's a car next to me. So it's kind of like I could move a little bit. Bro, like, I kid you not, who's this close to my fucking car? So he keeps swerving after me. He's like, I'll fucking kill you. Yeah, you fucking piece of shit. I'll fucking kill you. I'm like, you want to kill me? I'm like, are you serious right now? And I couldn't even grab my phone. I wish I could have filmed him. And he keeps swearing. He's like, oh, yeah, you want to act tough? Let's go. Let's go. I was like, you want to pull over? He's like, yeah, let's fucking pull over. I was like, bro, let's pull over. I'm all about this. So I pull over to like a turning lane so I know nobody's there. And instead of pulling over too, he pulls up next to me. He's like, oh, you fucking piece of shit. You want to go? I'll fucking kill you. It's like older white dude. Like, had to be like late 40s white dude from New York. I'm like, are you seriously threatening me? You're gonna kill me. I was like, bro, we can do this. Like, pull over. Like, go off to the side. Let's go. He's like, oh, you want to fucking go? I was like, let's go, dude. I'm telling you, please get out of your car. I'm asking you to. Like, and he keeps going. People are honking. So once I start taking off my belt buckle and getting out of the car, he realizes he fucked up because someone was calling his bluff. Bro, I've never seen anyone take off so quick. I'm like, police, like, come on. 6'4", 220 pounds. This guy is like 50 years old, like, and just a blubber piece of shit, like 5'2". I was like, come on, please, let's go. Took off. So then I went after him, and he was trying to like swerve. I'm just taking my time. Thought he was gonna catch the green light to turn. Ends up getting stopped. So like I pull up right next to him, like, just looking at him. I just sat like this, just facing him, like.
Was he
nothing.
yelling still?
No, because he realized
forward.
he fucked up, and then he just looked dead forward, like the rest of the world didn't exist. I'm like honking, like It was like, and then he fucked up because it's like, you're in traffic, so now I know every day you're taking that route because clearly you're taking that route. And I saw him again. Man, I couldn't pull up next to him, but it's
Does
like,
his car stick out?
as far as like what kind of car it is?
Yeah.
No, I just took a photo of his license plate. I had it fucking like memorized. So like, if I see it again, I'm like, man, like for sure we're gonna have words. Like I'm not gonna pull over. Like you don't know what I'm carrying. I know you're not carrying because you're from New York, so you're not allowed to have a fucking gun. I'm like, so it's kind of win-win for me. Granted, you're in Florida, but you're not going to be able to really fucking carry one here. So it's just kind of, man, like this whole year, I've had shit like that all the time where it's people just pushing the button. Like they want to go.
That only happened to me. Like, that's the only thing that's happened to me. You know, I've had, you know, like moving confrontations.
Yeah.
But like this one was me getting out of the actual car, and you know me, I've never been in a fight in my life.
It takes a fucking lot to push those buttons.
Yeah,
for sure.
On me, it's like, you know, and look, I wasn't even trying to be a dick with I started with a little honk. Like I could have been a dick.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe this guy doesn't see me back here. Maybe he's doing something on his phone, and you know, I just wanted to get his attention.
But he was still in the car. He wasn't outside of his car.
No, he got out of his car.
No, I'm saying when he was like initially the car was just in there. And
it was just stopped there. I didn't see and he was taking a picture. I saw that he was taking a picture, and then he went. So like I saw him take a picture, then he went back inside the car,
right.
And I expected him to put it in drive and move, but we were still there another 15 seconds. Then I was like, that's when I gave him the double honk.
Yeah. It's so stupid, man. People just want to escalate shit for no fucking reason. There's absolutely no reason to escalate it, but like,
and
they
here's
don't
the
get
thing:
it.
as a jiu-jitsu,
what do you get at
as like, I think to myself, do I want to do jiu-jitsu on this guy, or would it just be easier to throw hands? So it's like that's what was going through my head.
Yeah,
was like, should I even try to take this dude down? Because that's always like, look, I realize that jiu-jitsu isn't ideal for the street because once you're on the ground,
well, it's also close range. They might have a knife. Like that's the biggest thing. That's the one thing that a lot of guys don't pay attention to with jiu-jitsu as like their main thing is that you don't think of the possibility this person has a knife. It's very easy to conceal.
I carry a knife in my back pocket everywhere I go.
No, for sure.
And not as a weapon, but like as a tool. Like if I need to open something.
No, but if you were in the middle of a do or die situation, for sure you're thinking, oh, I got my fucking knife.
I got my knife on me. Yeah. If
so
someone's trying to kill me with something.
No. First of all, I wouldn't want to sit there and sound like, oh, well, if I got into a street fight, this is what I fucking do. No, for sure. Like, but if I'm sitting there in a fight, like, and I don't have my gun, then I'd sit there and just like, inside leg kick. Because they're going to fall, they're going to step in, and they're going to fall, and then step back like, you sure you want to do this?
Well, all I was thinking is, like, if this turns physical, I'm just going to assume my standing, striking position, and I'm going to bob, and I'm going to move.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Your standing, striking position, not threatening whatsoever.
I don't know.
You would, like, to me, you would look like Joe Dirt. Like, you got something to say? I got a mic right here. I got a backup mic right here.
I'm more like Jim Carrey and Me, Myself, and Irene.
Probably. That's what it was like. Like, just jerking. Like, I'd be like, if someone say that, see, it wouldn't be intimidating. It would be more like, this guy's got issues. You know what? You got it, big man. That's all you.
No, my stance is, there's nothing wrong with my stance.
Oh, well, that's debatable.
I don't think you've ever seen me do striking.
Yes, I have. I have photos. I took photos of you doing it, like hitting the bag and stuff.
Yeah, they were posed photos.
Oh, get the fuck out of my face. I'm like, Shawn.
You were asking for posed photos.
No.
The whole thing, the same thing with Andrew.
Oh, choking you out?
Choking me in the bow and arrow. Like
no, that one you gave him.
There's a way to do something when you're taking pictures.
What I said was, Shawn, just punch the bag. We did take the pose ones at the end, but at first it was, Shawn, hit the bag. Because you were busy modeling your fucking pink pounder Muay Thai gloves. Was it a Triumph? Was it Triumph?
Yeah.
Yeah, Triumph United gloves, whatever.
Pink and bright, hot pink and purple.
Yeah, the green ones are kind of dope though.
Yeah.
I should have bought those. But no,
I got black ones now. That
Do
look
they?
tough. Yeah.
They look tough. I'm just like, dude, I can't punch for shit, but man, I look tough.
I punch good enough.
No, it's people are fucking dumb, man. It's one of those things that,
And I don't want to fight anybody.
that's the thing. Like,
I don't want to fight anybody. If I could go through. I've gone 46. Well, I don't count the
46 and 0.
I don't count the bouncing
Uh-huh.
as not fighting. I mean, one-on-one, I hate you, you hate me, or we have a personal problem, let's fight. I've gone 46 years without having to do that.
I used to fight all the time in middle school. Yeah, elementary school and middle school, because especially it was more when I moved here because I didn't speak the language and everybody picked on me. Man, I used to get in fights. I switched schools 2 times, 3 times. Like the first school that I went to here in Florida, I lasted 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I got into a fight. This kid spit in my face. And I just I went after it. I remember I was in the bathroom and I got picked on. And then we were like coming back. Like the class as a group was coming back.
How do you know you got picked on?
How do I know?
Yeah, you don't speak the language.
No, I spoke English by the time I came to Florida. Because remember, I moved to Colorado first.
Oh, yeah.
And then from there, we were there a few months. And then I came down to Florida. So by the time I got to Florida, I could get around. But no, I remember they're like pushing me, making fun of me. So we got back to the class, and these were the portables. You ever had those portable class? And there was this kid that was hiding under the stairs. I'll never fucking forget it, man. This kid was hiding under the staircase, in front of the portables.
Or was it a ramp?
No, it was the steps. It was the step ones. It was like 3 or 4 steps, and this kid was under it, and I said something, and he just hocked the fattest loogie in my fucking face, and I went like nuts. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. What's going on? Next thing you know, we were fighting. And they took me to the principal's office. They called my parents and everything, and then my parents what happened? I was like, the kid spit in my face. And then my mom flipped out, what the fuck? Why am I here? He spit in my son's face. He was defending us. So they're like, no fighting here. Done. Switch. And then I'm
wondering, could you imagine if schools changed that rule? If school was like the real world,
one-on-one, go out, take it outside.
No, not even like that. But if somebody attacks you and you defend yourself, it should be on that kid. Now it's everybody gets suspended.
Yeah.
If both of you, if you guys fight, it doesn't matter who started.
If let's say you got into a fight with, let's say my best friend over here, and I got in and I stopped you two, I get suspended too. I get suspended because they see me putting hands on. It doesn't matter. I get suspended too. That's how strict they are with schools.
We're so soft.
They don't care. They're I can't say I was stopping them. I was trying to stop them from fighting. No, you were involved. Suspended. And then you're out for 2 weeks. There goes your entire school year. Now you got to go to summer school because you were sitting there trying to stop a fight. That's why people get fucked up. That's why nobody helps out. That kid that got bullied, that now they have a whole big thing. The pygmy. What's his name?
Yeah.
He's doing the whole thing. Raiden. So it's man. Sometimes you gotta let these fucking kids handle it. Sometimes and it's
but that kid
they never stop the ones that count. They never stop the bullying, right? They never help the kid that's getting bullied. They always stop the fights that it's someone's getting their ass kicked for a reason.
One of my favorite ones is that Australian kid. Remember the little chubby kid?
And the where he picks him up and slams him?
Picks him up and slams him.
Yeah.
That was...
I don't think it was Australian, was it?
Yeah, I'm 90% sure.
Did you ever watch the interview with the kid that got slammed?
No.
You got to watch that interview. So, for those of you that don't know, this was years and years ago.
4 or 5 years. It wasn't way long ago.
There's a video of this little fat kid in the hallway, and this shitty little blonde kid, skinny piece of shit, is picking on the fat kid.
Not picking on him, punching him in the face.
Well, no, first he's picking on him, and then the video started, and then he starts punching him in the face. So the fat kid literally, and he had been picked on a while by this guy. He picks him up and slams him like it was his fucking job. Kudos to that kid. So obviously the kid gets slammed and he gets rocked and he gets the wind knocked out of him.
And he tries to get up and he's stumbling all over the place.
Yeah, and you do that.
And the way he slammed him kind of on a planter.
Yeah.
So it was like his shin hit the planter and he was gimping.
So then that kid ended up getting suspended. So everybody obviously went to defend him, the fat kid, which is funny that I keep on calling the fat kid.
That's what in the video, that's all we have. We don't have names.
So the skinny kid that got slammed went on TV to defend himself. And you could tell this kid is a piece of shit, and his dad is a piece of shit sitting next to him. Like, you can tell that the dad beats the mom and he beats the kids, because you can tell, like, where the issues come from. I'll send it to you. I'll find it. But, man, it is so bad. It's like that kid is going to end up killing somebody because he's got problems at home, which, like, it makes you feel bad, but it is what it is.
That's the whole thing is I've told people, like I have a huge issue with bullies. I used to stand up for kids that were getting bullied a lot. Not that I would fight somebody, but like people, the whole thing with me is people tend not to want to fight me.
Yeah.
So I haven't had to, that has been a blessing to me. So I've always had a huge problem with bullies because I got bullied.
Yeah.
But it like when you find out, the bottom line is most of these bullies have what it is they have a problem at home. They don't have self-esteem. They have a terrible parent. Their bullying comes from a place of hurt. And that's, and the thing is like, people say, oh, we need to stop bullying. We need to eradicate bullying. You will never.
It's never going to happen.
You will never there will always be bullies in this world because there will always be people that feel inadequate.
You know what the tough part is, though, from my point of view, from someone that was, like, bullied tremendously? It's one of those things where it sucks saying it, but I think sometimes you need it. I think the bullying is probably one of those things where it can make or break someone 100%. I mean, there's kids that committed suicide because they got bullied so bad.
Well, it's getting more and more people, especially with online bullying and
the
like
online
it doesn't
bullying,
stop.
yeah, and especially
it doesn't stop.
We never had to deal with that.
Yeah. Once you left school, you were in a different world, and the bullying, or
depending on the neighborhood,
for the most part.
If you're bullied, live in your neighborhood.
Like if it happened in school, it didn't continue.
But relentless, like kids are relentless.
Now they're not even saving their own home because as soon as they open social media, they got people.
You want to hear a funny story? Kind of crazy. So, the last school that I got switched to when I got bullied was a private school, Sacred Heart in Lake Worth, Florida, and I never got bullied in that school by my peers. I got bullied by a teacher. There was a teacher, Miss Vaco, that was fucking relentless. Relentless. When I tell you relentless, this bitch would put me in front of the class and ridicule me. I would make stupid mistakes. Like, I was a kid, like, with fucking 3 languages in my head. I didn't understand the rules, whatever. She would literally make me get up in front of the class and make fun of me in front of everybody. Just fucking relentless. And I hated it. She made me have a parent-teacher conference. So I had to bring my mom in, and she started lecturing my mom on how I was a troublemaker and stuff like that. My mom's like, well, what do you want me to do? She's like, well, are you having problems at home? Like, and mind you, I'm a kid, respecting my elders, listening to this conversation. I was like, wait a minute, who are you? Like, who are you to sit there and, like, give my family advice? I was like, no. I'm like, you're mean. What do you want me to tell you? Whatever. Went through all those couple of years in private school. I shit you not, the other day I wake up in the morning.
I saw the post.
This bitch is under investigation for sexually assaulting a female student over like 200 times.
Yeah, over like 3 years.
Over 3 years. I'm like, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew something was up with that lady. I knew it. And we all hated her. Like, everybody hated her. But, man, like, I hope she fucking rots in hell. If I saw her, like, man, I would end up in jail. That lady was so relentless.
Well, now you know where she is. You can write her in prison.
Oh, no, I would fucking go to prison. Like, that's how much disdain I have for this person. Like, from how much she just, like, ruined my childhood, like, going to school. I would drive to that fucking, like, prison, say I want to meet her, and just shit on her right there. I'm like, I will, like, tell me who's in your cell. I will pay that person to butt rape you, like, every day. I was like, I would take a portion of...
How's a woman going to butt rape another woman?
It happens. Listen, I would pay money to watch that lady get tortured every day.
Well, if she's
in jail.
into women, she might dig it. I think you're...
Not in... I'll send the booty warrior after her. I'll send the booty warrior of the female prison after her. But, man... So much that lady tormented me, and I saw that, I'm like, I fucking knew it. It's like there's so many issues like with teachers like that. And then come to find out, it was a private school. Like 2 or 3 of the pastors that were there ended up getting shipped off because they were hiding the fact that they were molesting kids. Dude, you know how fucking weird it is? Because I was an altar boy. Like, I had to go and do, like, the mass and stuff. I'm thinking of all the times, because we would change in the back room with the pastor in there too. He would come in, whatever, and like get ready for the sermon too. I'm like, man, I dodged so many bullets. Thank God I was an ugly kid. I didn't get molested. But like, those pastors were all fucking pedophiles at that church, man.
Priests or pastors?
Same thing.
No, it's different. There's a difference.
Father's
a priest.
Father Flynn was the first one. And then he randomly got shipped off. They said he had a heart attack or whatever. He had to go up to New York. He was like the rock star of the church, and he ended up getting. And mind you, I'm not religious at all anymore. I don't fucking go to church. I don't believe in any like of that stuff. Nothing. But man, and then there was a couple of other ones, and I'd like tons of people have stories. They're all online. It's so crazy. I'm like, fuck, I dodged that bullet.
Yeah, I never really my Catholic church was pretty tame. Father O'Shea was there for decades, so I think he was old when I was he was old when I was 6. Man, he went from, I guess he changed from father to Monsignor, and
that's what I think is like, honestly, like a lot of the bullying now isn't just coming from other students. It's coming from the teachers.
Well, that's so weird, man. It's
especially because the teachers are getting younger and younger.
Like my grandmother and I talk about it. We like Jesus has to be coming back soon.
What?
Jesus has to be coming back soon.
Why do you say that?
Just because the world is such a negative place. It's
man.
It's like
I don't believe that.
No, it's true. Social media makes it look like the world's a much more negative place. But we're living in the most peaceful time in the history of this planet. Oh, I agree. I know that, but that's not what I'm talking about. There's like, at least like before the internet and before social media, people would keep their negativity to themselves.
No, it's not that they were keeping it to themselves. It's that they didn't have the tool. Platform. Yeah, they didn't have the tool to just say it without repercussions. And I think the biggest problem that we face is because the fact of social media is everybody only sees the highlights, so it makes.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the people who, like, if you post something, they like something positive. They post something negative.
You posted or you made a comment on somebody's post weeks and weeks ago, and I was trying to find it where you said you responded to someone saying like, and that was the comment that I was waiting to see. Somebody posted something shitty about something you commented on.
No. It was on Instagram, and it was Gordon Ryan.
Right.
And it was somebody said something about steroids and like all you guys are on steroids or whatever, and that's what I said and that's the douchey comment I was waiting for. I knew it was coming or something like that.
I had to fucking school some dude the other day too, because he wanted to have an argument about Sergio Pettis, and it was like, you could tell it was like a weekender. It's just like the weekend warrior, and I'm like, listen, Sergio Pettis is overrated, bro. Like, he hasn't fought anybody worthwhile. He hasn't defeated anybody worthwhile. Like, other than maybe 1 or 2 people. Like, what are you talking about? He beat, what was it? I think he said, like, Henry Cejudo. I was like, bro, first of all, that was, like, 2 years ago. And it was, like, I'll give him that he beat that. But anybody else that he was supposed to have beat, he didn't beat.
He is not.
He is riding his brother's coattails.
He is not Showtime.
He's not Showtime. He's just, so anyway.
He's not bad.
He's going over to Bellator because Bellator gives him a better chance of being above average. Because if he went to 1FC, he would get murked. He would get murked at 1FC. How about we get into some actual jiu-jitsu news?
Sure.
Because I actually got some cool shit to talk about before it gets too late. So we'll go into the easy stuff before I get into the big stuff. Gordon Ryan versus Rodolfo Vieira is off. Did you see that?
Off of who?
From Third Coast Grappling. They were supposed to compete against each other. It was supposed to be Gordon against Rodolfo.
Oh, yeah.
So Rodolfo backed out, which I'm assuming he probably got a UFC fight lined up because it's on December 7th, and I think that card isn't – or no, I think he probably end up putting on to the Quintet. Something different I got to tell you about. But now we have a better matchup, in my opinion. Gordon Ryan is going to be facing Ebert Santos.
Oh.
At Third Coast Grappling on December 7th.
Ebert is good.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He is not.
What?
He is not. He's not that good. This is the same guy, remember, that his knee, gave out and he couldn't do anything. He couldn't move. He had to stop and then got up and ran just to beat the shit out of someone who was talking shit in the crowd.
No, I remember that, but you're wrong if you don't think Ebert Santos is good.
I don't think so.
Then you know nothing about jiu-jitsu.
No, I don't think. I think, is he a good...
He's a former world champion.
Mr. Tap Quick? He taps too quick.
That may be. But regardless...
Guy pissed his pants in the middle of a tournament, too.
What's that?
He pissed his pants in the middle of a match, too. You didn't see that?
No.
I'll show you that one. Anyway, him and Gordon have been going back and forth for months and months, maybe longer. And Ebert talked tons of shit to Gordon. Gordon's just like, bro, we were supposed to compete. You backed out. You were supposed to do all these. You backed out. So now he's going to be competing. And I'll read you what... oh, man, did I save it? I hope I saved it. Because fucking Gordon... definitely is probably trying to put the fear of God into this man. Let me pull it up. Sorry, I thought I had a screenshot of it and I didn't. So once he made the announcement that they were going to be competing, he said, Rodolfo is out. Ebert Santos, this will not be pleasant. This will not be fast. This will not be close. Should have stayed home feeding the pigs. This is going to be bad. I'm going to abuse you. I'm going to make you suffer. I'm going to make you quit, which won't be hard seeing as you always quit anyway. I'm going to make you my bitch, and there's not a thing you can do about it other than not show up. So he wrote that, which I think is fucking hilarious.
That is funny.
That's good, right? That's some good shit talking.
That's good shit talking.
And then it turns out that Santos... made the demand that heel hooks not be allowed for the match, which is kind of bullshit.
So that's a pussy move,
right? Okay, then. So now Gordon's like, you know what? I wasn't even gonna heel hook you anyway. I'll let you choose. I'm like, what do you say? Armbar or triangle? Armbar or triangle? He's like, I'll let you choose what I get you with, armbar or triangle. And then he made a post, a poll, do you guys want me to get him with a triangle or a Jujigatami? And everybody went for the triangle, which I think is fucking hilarious. So and then what's he say? He's like, bitch made. I'd be scared too. I'll make it easy. Triangle or armbar. That's what I'll finish you with, sweetie. You choose. Pick triangle or armbar. Whatever you ask, I'll finish you with.
That's awesome.
Which is an old Hickson move. That's a Hickson move right there. Where he said I'll take your back and I'll choke you out. It's like, no, you won't get it. Like, I'll take your back and I'll choke you out. And then no matter what, he'll end up getting the back and choke someone out. So that's going to be now I'm definitely excited. I'm more excited about this one because of the shit talking than I was with the Rodolfo fight.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Not that Rodolfo is done or washed up.
No, not even remotely close. Not even remotely close.
He hasn't been concentrating on jiu-jitsu over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, he's been focused on MMA. But he's done a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments.
Yeah, but nothing, not IBJJF. He's not at the, he hasn't been at the same level as he was.
I don't know if he's still with ATT. I think he's down.
He's up in Orlando with Jacare.
You sure?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he was down with Cyborg now.
No, he's up in Jacare. He's up with Jacare.
You sure?
Yes, I am.
Positive?
I am 100% positive.
I'll tell you right now. Rodolfo.
I think it's Elite or not Elite. Or
Alliance?
No. Wherever.
Guess who's fucking wrong?
You,
buddy. He's with Fight Sports.
What?
I already knew that. I had the conversation.
They don't do MMA, dummy.
Buddy, this is straight from him right here. September
Yeah.
27, Rodolfo Vieira is with Fight Sports.
That may be, but that doesn't mean he trains there. He lives in Orlando.
He was living down here.
No,
at
he goes. He trains at Elite Force.
Okay. You show me the photo of him training there. There's this photo that he trained at Fusion Excel Performance.
That's it. That's Fusion Excel.
Oh, bro, it's not even remotely close to what you were saying.
Well,
Elite.
yeah, I said Elite, or I didn't know the word, but it's where Jacare trains.
I don't know if he's there to train as much as he was there to help Jacare.
No, it's not. That's where he's training jiu-jitsu. Exclusive. Ronaldo Jacare, and Rodolfo Vieira train together and study MMA. Gracie Mag.
Let me see. Because I know there's other... Anyway, that's what I've been told on the inside. What the fuck is that?
What's it like to be wrong?
Not wrong, because I said he's with Fight Sports.
Rodolfo Vieira training MMA with Jacare.
That's okay. I know a ton of people that have trained with Jacare MMA. Doesn't mean that he's training there exclusive.
Who do you know? I know tons of people.
Who was it that went up there? Bro, I wouldn't even start for you. I'm looking at Rodolfo, that's why. Laborio?
Huh?
Laborio? Train with Jacare? I want to say...
Where does Laborio live?
Orlando?
Where's Elite Force? Or whatever that is.
Okay, you got to keep on going with Elite Force?
Fusion
You'd think by now you would have learned it.
Where's that at?
Laborio is actually all over the place.
But he lives in Orlando.
That's a good photo. Sorry, I got stuck looking. Anyway, he's with Fight Sports.
He may be with Fight Sports.
Okay, that was the argument.
But no, that's not where he's training.
No. So
do you know how many Fight Sports there are?
A lot.
Yeah.
Do you know how many Fight Sports there are?
There's 240.
No, there's more than that.
No.
You know there's one in Boca?
Yes. It's where I used to teach.
You all used to teach at Fight Sports? Actually,
no,
Deerfield.
At Palm Beach Gym. Yeah, the one in Deerfield is Jay-Z.
Yeah, and our friend Mario. Anyway, back to the subject. Gordon against Albert Santos, December 7th at Third Coast Grappling. And then, actually, Gordon drops out of the BJJ Fanatics Grand Prix. And Nicky Rod steps in, which I think finally gives those people a chance. Everybody else that's in that Grand Prix to win, which I kind of wonder why he dropped out of that one. Like, the only thing that I can think of is that he wanted to give Nicky the shot because Nicky needs to get more tournaments to get more of his name out there.
I don't know, but I want to know, he talks a lot about putting a lot of money on the line. Where does he get all $500,000 to put on the line?
I don't know, man. He had a video the other day talking about that he was going to buy $1 million house upstate New York or Jersey or whatever it was.
How do you make that much money from jiu-jitsu?
I don't think he makes it just on jiu-jitsu. I think he's got other financial things that he's a part of that he makes good money with.
I don't know. It's hard to stay at the top of your game like that and do anything else.
For you?
No, for anybody. He's a professional athlete.
But he's not in the gym 24/7.
He's there most of the day. Have you watched any of the documentaries?
Yeah, but here's the one thing that people don't get. You can get a lot done with just a few phone calls a day and at least prioritizing your time.
That may be. I'm just saying. We don't know one way or the other.
No, I never said I did.
The way it looks, though, it looks like he's only making money through jiu-jitsu. And I would love to know how he made so much money if that's how he's done it.
I don't think I would ever sit there and have that conversation with him. Be like, hey, Gordon, where do you get all your money from?
Well, I would like to know. I was like, dude, how do you make all that money from jiu-jitsu?
I mean, I think it might be one of those like confidence things too, where he's so confident in his game, which I don't see why he wouldn't be, where he can say whatever number he wants because he knows he's not going to lose.
I don't know.
Well, you're the one that brought it up. Also, that BJJ Fanatics Grand Prix is a submission-only tournament.
I gotta pee.
Okay.
Badly.
So what, you're going to just go to the bathroom?
Yeah, you can talk to the people.
I'm going to talk to the people and just make fun of your small feminine bladder. What a fucking guy. Oh, man. I'll just go ahead and point out that Shawn still doesn't know where Jacare trains, despite the fact that he was arguing with it. What else do I have for you guys in the meantime? Oh, the other thing that we have is Tai Ruotolo defeats Wagner by judge's decision at Fight to Win, which Wagner got cut up pretty bad. He got a nice little scar over his eye or cut over his eye. Sucks, but Tai is a serious grappler. I mean, him and his brother started grappling when they were just 3, so, you know, and shout out to Wagner because I know for sure most people would have backed out of that match, and Wagner doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to compete. So I'm a huge fan of Wagner. I consider him a friend of mine. So either way, man, he's a fucking man, and I don't think he's going to give a shit about, okay, so he lost the tournament or he lost the match. So shout out to Wagner. Here's the one thing before we get to the big news. Here's the one thing that I wanted to bring up. Did you notice or did you know about the upcoming Quintet tournament?
I did not.
So I have a little bit of insider information more than, and I also found out before other people. So there's going to be a Quintet happening in December. I believe it's in Las Vegas. I don't think it was announced yet. Let me double check. It's in Vegas, and it's actually UFC fighters against, I believe it was Bellator fighters, grapplers. So it's
so like the captains will be. That's interesting. See, that's fun to watch. Something like that is fun to watch, even though it might not be.
I know some of the people on the teams, and other people don't. Let me double check to make sure that it wasn't announced yet. But yeah, was it announced yet? No. One day ago. Oh wait, someone did. Yeah. Fuck. Did you beat me to it?
Somebody broke it.
I think. Okay, yeah, so no, it was it's basically like all the best guys. It's going to be UFC against Pride, Strikeforce, and WEC guys. So how fucking cool is that? So you're going to have, here's some of the names that are confirmed. Anthony Johnson, Sean O'Malley.
Anthony Johnson?
Gilbert Burns. I know that one. Sakuraba. Takanori Gomi for Pride, Gilbert Melendez and Jake Shields, which is why they were training together over at Danaher's, and Chad Mendez and Glover Teixeira for WEC.
I don't remember Glover being in the WEC.
Yeah, I mean, most of the guys were either Strikeforce or WEC before they went to the UFC.
Yeah, I thought Glover was out of, like...
There's also going to be a singles match, super fight, with yours truly, Gordon Ryan, and Alexei Olenek, which I just saw him a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, Quintet put a big fuck you to Kinetic on that one, which fucks over Uriah Faber pretty good, because Uriah Faber definitely fucked over Sakuraba on that one, which kind of sucks, because it was Kinetic was Sean Wheelock and Uriah Faber kind of really like screwing over Sakuraba and Josh Barnett.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know Quintet.
Right.
You know the basis of Quintet.
Yes.
Okay. That was started by Sakuraba, right? That was the whole plan. Sakuraba came up with the whole rule set, the whole setup, whatever. Awesome. Loved it. Kinetic was the one where Lachlan Giles took out the whole entire team by himself. You remember that one? Okay.
Yes.
It was the exact same setup. It was the exact same setup, and it was started by Shawn Wheelock and Uriah Faber. And I forget who the other person was that worked on it with him, but it was Uriah Faber. And everyone's like, well, this is the exact same fucking setup as Quintet. Like, why would you do that? Because there was a couple of guys, I believe, from Alpha Male that was on Quintet. I think Uriah was even in Quintet. He was in that one. So it's kind of like fucked up to sit there and just...
it's America, man.
It's America, yeah, but I mean, Sakuraba at least have some like respect and stuff. So it looks to me like probably he's like, oh, okay, you want to do that? I'm going to fucking get everybody and just make a killer card, which is way better because Quintet has had other tournaments, but they're all Asian fighters, like, which is awesome, great for them, but kind of alienates the rest of the audience because there's not going to be anybody that is really, really going to grab everybody else's attention, which I don't think he really gives a shit about the American market.
Well, and you know, again, it doesn't. I don't think it really matters if someone takes another idea. If it works, it works.
No, if it works, it works. I think really it's just more of like the professional courtesy, considering the fact that you were in my tournament.
But regardless, though, how many quintets were they planning on putting on? Like, if they're doing it 3 times a year, that gives you 9 other months to do other shit.
I don't know if they're gonna do another Kinetic though. I don't know. I hope they do. Supposedly, I remember Shawn Wheelock actually sent us an invitation to come out for the next one, which I would love. I don't think he's involved with Karate Combat anymore because it was him and Boss doing that. But man, I would hope so. I think there was a lot of small little issues with Kinetic that we talked about that need to get addressed before it can keep going. But man, that Quintet is going to be fucking awesome.
I think everybody, though, is going to have... Like, I love what Seth...
Daniels
is doing with
Fight to Win.
Fight to Win and with...
ADCC?
ADCC. That's an event. That's a grappling event.
Yeah.
And they're fun to watch.
Well, Mo Jassim made a couple announcements, so I think he's like Mo is doing like a whole other like setup too, and Seth's going to be a part of it. So I think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff for the next ADCC.
And here's the thing, these
I
things,
hope that the next ADCC I can go to
these
too.
things aren't rocket scientists. It just takes a detailed mind.
You say that, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot to put everything together. You're talking about it's no different than putting on a concert. There's a lot of moving pieces.
Right. I agree. It takes a fine attention to detail. That's what it takes. That's why I would never do it, because I am crap when it comes to the details.
Yeah.
But it's not anything crazy. Like, it's like it's okay, timing, we'll time it for this, and it comes down to timing and being able to get the money to do it right.
Depending on, let's say, if you do have the money and you could do it on your own, or if you're playing with other people's money and you have investors. If you have investors, there's a lot of stress. If you have the money, then it doesn't really fucking matter because it's your money. So I don't think it's as big of a stress compared to if you have investors. Because
I think it's more of a stress when it's your money.
Yeah, but it's one of look at whatchamacallit,
Metamoris?
No, not Metamoris. Metamoris was a lot of investors, and he fucked them over hard. EBI. EBI had a lot of investors, and I think at the beginning it was kind of more coming out of his pocket, putting everything together, and he had a lot of sponsors and everything. And, I mean, the turnaround was good, but when was the last time anyone got excited for an EBI? And there was just one the other day.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah. Combat. There was a combat one.
Yeah. But it's not
EBI.
It's not EBI.
Yeah.
I think Eddie, because Eddie always, because I watched the documentary on Eddie, and I listened to him on Rogan, and combat jiu-jitsu is always the place he wanted to take it.
Yeah.
But the problem is what I think he's doing. Listen up, Eddie. You had a winning formula with the EBI. People were watching it. It was getting momentum. And I realized those things are expensive to put on, but they were getting a good following. So I think that is more marketable than combat jiu-jitsu.
EBI?
Yeah.
So what do you think his mistake was?
Putting EBI away
To focus on combat?
To focus on combat jiu-jitsu.
I think the problem with EBI was the lack of money, of funding, and then he had like a couple of people back out in funding and stuff. And it's like, well, you can't.
Well, what's the difference between that and combat jiu-jitsu? Like that.
Combat jiu-jitsu, I think, was a little bit smaller of a production than he was putting on for EBI. But even then, where the fuck's all these bugs come from? With EBI, you have. I think with stuff like that, what that kills it the most is when you focus on having your students be the focus of everybody. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, well, if I have Joe Schmo Academy and they're all over the world, right? And then it's like, well, I'm gonna pick Joe Schmo Academy people against people from all other random places because I'm basically trying to feed to show you that my guys were the best.
Basically, it's like how the UFC was created to bring jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, to the world. That's why the UFC was created, right? EBI was, I think, well, the reason he went EBI was because he couldn't get the sanctioning for combat jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Combat jiu-jitsu, they wanted him to go through the athletic commission. It's a lot more money. And
it's a lot more issues.
So that's why he went with the EBI. And since he was doing that, he goes, "Oh, I should just probably do this to get my name out there, get 10th Planet, because the system is a solid system." The problem was there was other systems out there that were superior to the 10th Planet system. The Danaher system is obviously superior. That's why Danaher's people like Eddie Cummings and Garry Tonon, Gordon Ryan, all those guys started winning it time after time after time, and it started making 10th Planet like 10th Planet before EBI, I think, had a higher standing in the jiu-jitsu world.
I think it had a little bit more mysticism.
Yes,
but yeah, I don't disagree with you.
And I think what happened was EBI kind of shot. He wanted it. It was hope. Well, he was probably hoping that it would be great grappling because he loves jiu-jitsu, but he was also probably hoping it would put a spotlight on 10th Planet.
Yeah.
Because the guys that were coming up at that time, Gio and Richie Martinez.
Yeah, Boogeyman.
You know, Boogeyman and Freakazoid. Those were the guys that were kind of like.
Well, you got Nate Orchard, and you got a bunch of guys.
These are the guys that were building their names, and I'm not. This is no way am I
knocking them down.
Knocking down 10th Planet.
But you're talking about 4 guys out of the entire like academy and stuff like that. And the other guys, a lot of the other guys got beat and stuff, which I get it. But again, that's what I'm saying. I think the fault in the issue was, okay, so it's 10th Planet against everybody else, which is like, I think for the first one, it's understandable just because you need guys and they'll probably do it for free because you run the whole academy and they want to help you out. But after that, man, it's like, no, dude, you got to get legitimate people. Like even like, what's his face? Marcelo. Like Marcelo Cohen. Like he went on EBI. Like why did it take so long to get him back? Why did it take so long to get him?
Weight class.
Right, but not even then. It's like, okay, well, you don't want him going up against your guys because he's got a good chance of beating your guys, right? Or you have even...
Yeah, but I think now it has less to do with that and more to do with draw. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Like
a name like Garry Tonon.
Dude, he's like number 2, number 3 in the world in the weight division.
Yeah, but
like, that's why wouldn't you get him? Why wouldn't you get... Like why some guys it's for money 100%, but why wouldn't you get guys like Gilbert? Why wouldn't you get guys like even Herbert that like he goes and he takes any fight when it comes to grappling? Why wouldn't you get like George? Why wouldn't you get like you? Why wouldn't you get anybody else? Anybody that comes up that'd be like bring him in because his whole setup has always been 10th Planet guys against somebody else. And then a lot of people do it like to other tournaments where they get their people and they'll bring in the UFC fighters so they can say, oh, he beat a UFC fighter. So you're trying you're trying to almost make that person that stepping stone, that tomato can, to pad that record or to have that marketability afterwards. It's like, oh, so and so beat so and so.
Well, I think the later EBIs weren't as 10th Planet heavy because people wanted, marquee
diversity,
names are trying to get in there.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. But I think it's one of those things. It's like, man, if you don't do it consistent enough, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing, is he wanted to focus on combat. And I honestly think it was a mistake on Eddie's part, because EBIs were exciting and people were
excuse me. Yeah, they were great events.
They were great events, and like people were looking forward to them,
especially after the whole Metamoris thing.
Yeah, it was put on. Not that Halleck Gracie isn't like, he's not Eddie Bravo, an American-made jiu-jitsu legend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it made it more appealing to the American fan than Metamoris was. And Eddie Bravo's a likable dude.
I don't know if I agree with that aspect of what you're trying to say. The problem with Metamoris had such a great setup. They had good production value. They had awesome hype up to every one of the matches, because the production value for the videos and stuff were great. Everything was about it. The problem was he couldn't pay his fucking fighters. And then everyone's like, well, wait a minute. Like, we don't get paid enough anyway. Why are we going to sit here and promote you? Like, you still owe people money. And then, of course, the fans are going to be like, why am I going to support this one? You're charging me $60 and you're not even paying the fighters. And then my stream is getting fucked up and I'm not getting my money back. And you're still charging me like per month. Like, it was just a business fuck up left and right, and he fucked everybody over left and right. And instead of sitting there and being man enough and taking the heat and saying he was gonna make it right one way or the other, he was like basically telling people fuck off, and was like, oh, I'll come fight you, come fight me. If
one
you're
of my favorite things is when AJ Agazarm took over.
That was a fuck.
Held it hostage.
That was a just fucking genius troll move. Like, AJ pulled such a good card, and they couldn't do dick about it. They couldn't do anything about it because they couldn't even recover it. And he's like, nope, it's mine. It's mine until you pay me and you pay everybody else. Man, that was such a good fucking move on his part.
That was such a good. It was awesome.
And like, I can't say the stuff that I've seen, but I've seen text messages and stuff and agreements from other fighters that were just like, they were promised a bunch of money and stuff like that, and like Halleck, messages from Halleck just blatantly lying to athletes, saying like, oh yeah, I'll pay you that, or I'll take care of you, and then like not paying them. Like, I've seen them personally. I can't say it because I don't want to throw people under the bus, but I've seen them personally. And it's like, man, this is just a dick move, bro. Super dick move. All right, here was the main one before we get ready to head out. And this was the big one for the day, and it just happened. Literally, I saw the message before I got here. But Garry Tonon got fired.
From where?
From his coaching position for Rutgers University Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club. So most people don't know, for the last 6 years, Garry Tonon was the jiu-jitsu coach at Rutgers University. And he did it out of his own will. I'm pretty sure he got paid a little bit, but there was some heat that ended up coming up, and they shut down the club, and they didn't tell anybody why. So this is straight from Garry Tonon's Instagram account, so you guys kind of get caught up with it. This was posted a few days ago, the initial one. I regret to inform you that all of Rutgers BJJ practices are canceled until further notice. The officers of the club were notified the day before practice that they needed to meet with a representative of the university. Until then, classes are canceled. Unfortunately, some of the officers are unavailable, and all won't be able to make it to the meeting until Tuesday. Meaning, out of the blue, 3 of our practices will be canceled for no explained reason, despite the fact that people are paying to attend the club. James Catanzarite has been reached out to try and mediate this issue. I even offered to contact him myself, but was told I'm not allowed to get involved because I'm not a student. I really don't think it's fair for the students who are paying to attend this university and the club. If you or someone you love is paying to attend the club and you'd like more information on why you aren't getting what you paid for, please contact James at James's email. For more details, since I can't get involved, until this issue is resolved, you can train at my gym, Brunswick BJJ, for free so you don't lose out on what you paid for. Class move, by the way. So that was the initial post, right? Which you're not even paying attention to because you're playing.
I was reading it with you.
Okay. So now, today, this is a whole different issue, by the way, because it involves college politics, and I know firsthand how shitty, and I know exactly what's fucking going on with this kind of stuff. Not for this specific situation, but the stupid, childish politics that happen in these kind of club situations at colleges. So today, Garry Tonon posts, I regret to inform all members of Rutgers BJJ that I have been officially fired from coaching the Rutgers University Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club, which I have been head coach of for about 6 years now. No contact has been made from the person doing the firing, Stefan Papas. I had to receive the information from the club officers themselves. I will be attempting to reach out to him myself over the next few days, as I hope that in some way this issue can be resolved. However, in the meantime, if you could email him and share with him stories about my quality and character to help me change his mind, it would be greatly appreciated. And he has his email up there. You know what? We should give that email out. So if you guys want to email these guys and give them the reason why they should keep one of the best grapplers in the world, Garry Tonon, the email is stpappas at rci.rutgers, which is rutgers.edu. So St. Papas at rci.rutgers.edu. Evidently, the reason for the firing was my prior Instagram post about the questionable cancellation of club practices, which I thought did a good job stating my grievances about the situation without in any way being disrespectful to Rutgers or its staff. I will likely be deleting this post as well as the previous post soon in hopes that it will help smooth the situation. But in the meantime, I've left it up as a frame of reference for why I'm being fired. I really feel I just lost my place. I really feel I did nothing but show that I care for my students and their ability to come to practices. I fight, compete in BJJ. I own a school. I travel and teach seminars. I own an apparel company. I don't need to teach at Rutgers. I do it because I want to. As an alumni of both the university and the club, it feels great to give back. I would be very sad to have the opportunity taken away. Practices will be once again canceled until they find a new head coach. Until then, all members can train at my school, Brunswick BJJ, free of charge. What do you think?
Well, it says something. He asked about strength of character, so I'm wondering if the Stefan Papas had gotten some kind of.
Well, what I'm assuming is what happened was they were trying to probably pull some bullshit thing saying about the budget, and we need to cut the budget, so let's get rid of this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Club.
The students were paying for it.
Doesn't matter. They're probably paying more for like Garry or whatever, or paying their fees, their club fees, which colleges just have to pay because they probably need to use a room or something. This is all speculation, by the way. So whenever you have a club in colleges, you have to pay fees. You have to set up for uses. So if there was a ping pong club, you need the space, you got to pay for the space. Either way. Probably it was something to do with the budget, and then they're like, let's get rid of these guys. And what happens is there's a student government or student union, and it's basically their own little government for these kinds of things. And they basically give money to 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and say, manage yourselves. There's tons of rules and like all these stupid things, but again, it's college, it's not real politics, so people are always finding loopholes on playing this stupid bullshit. So when Garry posted that up and posted that guy's information, this group of people, because I guarantee you it's the same group of people in the same party, if you will, probably got butthurt and decided to pull like their dick out on the table and said, you know what, this whole club is canceled. We'll fire that guy. So they didn't speak to him because like, we're not talking to him. This is your fucking club. You handle it. You got to tell him he's fired. Which is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Especially even more fuck up. That's an alumni. and that's a big name athlete alumni. He might not be fucking, what's his face, tennis player like Federer. He might not be Roger Federer or something of the school, but it's still a big name athlete that has a lot of attention.
I wouldn't say that.
For a grappling club?
Well, no, it's a big name for a grappling club, but I'm saying to the outside world, it's not a big deal.
For the outside world, sure, but
and that's. Do you think Rutgers cares?
No, they don't care. But if someone has the ability to bring attention and negative attention, what's probably going to happen is that people above these kids' head is going to sit there and see it and see
Stephen Pappas has an actual. I think Stephen Pappas was probably this.
We can always look it up.
A staff. I would say he's a staff member at Rutgers.
I'll tell you right now,
because I think every club needs a faculty advisor.
Yeah, they need to have that person.
And I would say that faculty advisor is this Stephen Pappas.
He is the director of sports and recreation at Rutgers. Let me see. Let me double check. Yeah, director of sport. Look at this goofball. Yep, he's the director of sport for the.
What's he look like?
Probably you in 5 years.
No, I don't have hair.
Yeah. So then he's doing better. Let me see. I want to see who the other guy, the original guy was that told he couldn't do it. Does he say his name? He said his name, right? Yeah. It was something Katerzine or something. Let me see. I'm trying to find it out. Sorry. I know. James Catanzarite, which is, it's got to be a rock or something. James what was it?
Catanzarite? Catanzarite?
Catanzarite. Man.
That sounds German almost.
Man, I can't step. Oh, there it goes. Rutgers. Which kind of sucks, man. I mean, like, listen, I met, he's the baseball coach. The fuck is that? Sport club graduate assistant with recreation. Hey, let's look at his LinkedIn. Not that I'm trying to dox anybody or anything. Sport club graduate assistant. Oh, man. You don't even have a full position. Continue with mobile. Yeah, dude, the guy's sport club graduate assistant with recreation. Ooh. Before that, he was a facilities, events, and operations intern. Oh, he's a freaking intern.
He's a student still.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I say. Man, I can tell you the stories of all the bullshit at FAU, but that's kind of a dick move. So I say we definitely have some people email these guys and try and get.
It's going to turn into a troll. Our guys.
I don't know. I don't think it'll be a troll.
It's going to turn into a troll thing, and it might do more harm than good.
No, I say, listen. Garry Tonon is an awesome guy, super nice guy, amazing athlete, and he's trying to teach people for free. There's people that pay more money. They pay a lot of money to learn from this guy, and he's giving these students a opportunity to learn from him for free. I don't see why you would take that away from students. It's pretty bad. So hopefully we can get we can help out in getting that fixed for Garry. But jiu-jitsu's for everybody.
Sure is.
All right. I think it's time to call it a night. Oh shit, it's almost midnight.
Yeah.
Toughen up, Buttercup. Let's go. Another 2 hours.
No.
You look like you're about to crash. All right, you got anything else to say to people?
Follow me at Gorilla Boy BJJ.
Make sure you check us out this weekend at the World Series of Jiu-Jitsu tournament. If you can't come out to the tournament, make sure you follow us on YouTube, and you can watch it along with us. You can chat along with us too, by the way. You can hit up the chat on the channel, and we'll talk to you live. All right, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
You can't neither.
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff.
Get stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.